Over here this time, hopefully. Not sure if we can. I'm still having problems getting rid of some things. And we'll see if anybody shows up again. Oh boy. This is just trying to give me severe problems today. Hi, Cindy. Can you hear me this time? Yay! Oh, sorry about that. I've had to turn this off 3 times now and restart it because our internet apparently dropped us there for a while. And it's still my tablet is still showing me the original one. It won't go away. I think everybody's having problems with their internet for some reason. Hi, Georgina. So let's see who we have back on. My tablet's going to give me problems, so I'm going to have to read off the phone, unfortunately. So we have, we have Grazia, we have Cindy, we have Lynn and Dominique and Anita and Leah. It seems to be the day. Hi, Georgina. Hi, Cynthia. So anyway, we were looking down at my value bundle while we were thinking of making a bracelet, and oh, I know, Dominique, but at least you managed to get back on without having to restart your post, which I had to do, which was just crazy. And I had to restart it twice, which is never fun. But right now I'm playing with my tablet, seeing if I can get it to kill the original one, because it's still live for some reason. And it's driving me nuts. But it's just sitting there hourglassing and won't turn off. But so I'm having to read my chat off of my tablet, my phone, which I don't usually do. Oh no, that sucks, Cindy. You lost everything you were putting on. Uh-oh. Oh, this was the original one I'm reading up here. I was trying to get rid of it, and it's not going off for some reason. It still wants to say it's live, which it's not, but, you know. And it's not pulling up our newest one here. So I'm just may just have to play it by ear here, and oh, there, I think we finally got it back. Let's see if we did. Not always nice. Technology can be great, or it can be a royal pain in the schnoz, as I'm sure we all know, especially from this week, because everybody's been having problems, it seems. I don't think I've watched a single video that hasn't had somebody have some problem or another. Oh, that's horrible, though, that it died when you were adding things to your website. Yeah, technology can suck, Anita. So anyway, we're going to turn back down now that we've got things going properly again, or seem to have things proper. And and we'll finish looking at our value bundle, and then we'll at least make our bracelet. So let's turn us back down again. So we were looking at this mix, I believe, when we the 20 grams of 4mm Savannah Sunrise glass bicone mix, which I said was pretty, but prefer transparent to opaque, so they're cool, but not, you know, I'll use them definitely, but they're not really my thing. And the next thing here is we have some leopard skin jasper matte round beads. Ooh, you know how I feel about matte beads. Though they do work pretty good in a men's bracelet, I guess. I did use up all my matte beads from before in bracelets for men, but they're not really my thing. I don't care for them, but they're pretty good. They seem to have so much more color and definition of the piece, the spots and stuff when they do not have the matte on them. I just think it dulls them the beads down quite a bit, which is a sad thing for me. Oh no, that sucks. Do you have to reset everything, Beth? That really sucks. So anyway, these may just go to one of the other girls in time. Oh, this is a come on, baby. This clasp is the one that was always on my grandparents' stuff or my grandma's stuff when she had new jewelry. You just see where that the bottom opening is. You just push this piece through here, swing it around. Come on. Oh, I went too far over it went to the second slot in the bottom one. Come back here. Nobody said you could leave. So when I pushed that through, it didn't go through properly. So let's get it back out. So when you push it through, it has to go all the way to the bottom slot right there. I had got it right here into this middle slot. So then you turn it around like this, so it's facing the other, and then just push it in till it snaps into place. There it is. It's in place now. And then you just push on these two spots right here. Ooh, these are a little bit owie. Come on. And then you pull it out and twist it out. This is cool, but I'm not fond of these little guys here. They're a little bit, see, they squooshed into my finger. I don't care for that, but they are good. They hold pretty good. I'm actually sort of surprised, 21 by 9 millimeter stainless steel box clasp in gold, that they don't use them more often these days because they are a really good clasp. 2 pieces of 9 by 8.5 millimeter brass elephant drops. These guys, I thought this bag was empty when I first picked it up here. They're teeny. We might put them as a dangle on the bracelet or even the anklet because they are tiny little guys. Actually, that might be the way to go, is to put them as a dangle on the anklet and a dangle on the bracelet. We'll see. We're going to leave these out because I think we're going to use those. We have 6 pieces, approximately 10 millimeter glazed porcelain corrugated round beads. Now these are a little darker than the ones I've had before in the other box, though the hole I think is still big enough for leather. Where's one of my things of leather? Here we go. Oh, I have this piece that I took out to make an earring and I didn't use it. So, oh yeah, they're plenty big enough. I may just use this on an earring. We'll just put the piece of leather back in here with the beads. Go in there. You get to go in there because you're going to go and be an earring with these. Now, this is one of the few things I don't mind being matte, and that's Z beads. 8 millimeter agate dyed and heated Z beads. because the patterning makes them more fun. This is a real, wow, that's weird. It's white on one side and brown on the other. But they are cool. But when I first saw Z beads, I didn't like them either. I mean, they're matte, so I was sort of like me. But the more I've played with them, the more I like them. They have these weird little patterns on them that have been put on them, and I think that's pretty interesting how they do it. Now we have, this is my pendant. 40 by 20 millimeter leopard skin jasper trapezoid pendant. Hi, Marcia. It was good, Marcia. I got to visit my mom a couple of days. I saw all my sisters on Mother's Day over at my mom's nursing home or assisted living home, whatever you want to call it. And then yes, I use if I use matte jewelry, I put it in men's jewelry because I don't know, it seems more masculine to me. So yes, if I use matte, that's where I use it at. So this is pretty. It's yellow and green and red and all kinds of colors in it. I'm pleased with this one. Yeah, but yes, yes, Lynn. If I use it at all, the matte beads, I use it for men's jewelry. I'll be truthful and say frequently I just give it to Beth or Heather because I don't like it that much. But yes, we had a good visit, Marcia, down in Arizona. Like I say, I got to visited with Heather. There was one day that Heather and I went live together. That was a week ago Monday, and that was a lot of fun. I think for both of us, I know it was for me. And I did get to see my youngest sister, who I'm pretty close to. We went to her house for dinner twice, and then we took her out for dinner once, her and her husband. So we had a pretty good visit. Oh, you were still over on the other side. Sorry, Mary. It made me start over. Oh, from U.S. Leather Cord, Cynthia or Cindy? Or sorry, it's Lynn that said that. Yeah, that's where I get mine from is U.S. Leather Cord. I think theirs is the best, and I tend to get the natural, even though I do have some of the shiny kind. I like the natural better. It holds knots better. I just like it better. The little elephants would be cute with the little giraffes on your necklace. Well, they might, but it's too late to get them on now. It didn't take all that long when I ordered from them. So yes, you did feed me some good fish, Heather. Very true. So she's right. That's where I get mine. And I usually get 2.2 millimeter rather than the smaller ones. I like the 2 millimeter size. It's nice. It's got a good heft to it, and it doesn't you don't have to worry about it breaking so easily. The 1 millimeter, I won't use it. I can tug on it and break it. So Yes, and he does still he wears it, though he has all of his jewelry off right now, including his bracelets, because he's in the hospital and they made him take everything off. But uh, I know that he said he didn't sleep well in the hospital. Then he came home and the cats wanted so much attention that they kept waking him up when he tried to go to sleep. So I don't think he's had a great sleep since he went in. Anyway, let's go back to looking at our beads. Oh, look, here's some more African turquoise, which is a dyed jasper, but this is nuggets. Now, see if we'd had these, we could have put them with the on my necklace for the other blue. But I don't know. I think I like the chalk turquoise. I think it works really good. Where did I put that necklace? There it is. So we could have used it in place of the chalk turquoise, but I think I like the chalk turquoise better. The blue is it's a blue green color, but it's so dynamic, it really pulls some color into here. And I've got this upside down because my giraffes are upside down. But so I think it, but this is fun, and I can definitely see putting this maybe in our bracelet. So maybe we'll leave this out too. Or yeah, we're going to make bracelet first, and I'm not sure with all the conflict how much of the other things we're going to get done. I noticed the other day, when Heather was working with hers, that we got these giraffes, and I hadn't realized that the giraffes have the spots on them. And this one has blue. How the heck did it get blue on it? Well, that's going to have to change. And Heather had used some alcohol ink on hers. Oh, well, this one has a bad crack through it. But I hadn't realized it already had the little spots on it that she was coloring back in. But those are cute. Can you see the little spots? If you did get the value bundle, see it has the little spots on them. Oh, you forgot to check out? Oh, dear. I actually was trying to do a beadbox bargains order the other day, and it wouldn't let me check out. Every time I hit the checkout button, it just kept going back to the order form. And so that was rather shocking because I've never had that happen before. But 7 by 8 millimeter glass plated window beads, black and gold. Those are cool. Oh, they look sort of like cathedrals, but they're not even. By that I mean the cuts are not all through the middle. They're up at the top or at the bottom, whichever way you want to look at them. So that's sort of bizarre, but they are cool looking. I may put those into my bracelet. We have some more crystal spacers. Hey, I just got some of these in my own order. 8 millimeter brass rhinestone rondelle beads, nickel free. Those are pretty ones. And then we have 8 by 6 millimeter crystal rondelle beads in the safari mix. Safari mix. Ooh, I like this gray color a lot. It's pretty. So, actually, considering I like that gray, and elephants are gray, let's get our elephants out since that's what we wanted to work on today. And here's these guys. I have some more mother of pearl, so I may get me some mother of pearl out. think we'll concentrate on just one right now. One is for the anklet, one is for the bracelet. This one feels a little thinner, so this one might be better on the bracelet since you never can tell how much banging your ankles are going to get. And some turquoise he-she's. There's that one that needs to be split apart. Actually, I have more than one of those that need to be split apart, weirdly enough. Probably the dye got stuck together during the dye process. We have these little crystals. I don't want the triangles. So we have, this one's going to sit up here, and I have to decide whether I want to, oh, we're going to have our little elephants, because they're little elephants, they're going to match. If I want, with the bracelet, if I want the thicker bracelet piece or the thinner one. This one is, of course, has a much more substantial chain. And then this is the smaller. Go over here. Oh, they're out of my way. And this one, oh, it's pulled all the way through. I'm like, what the heck is this? But it's this little, it's one side's pulled all the way up. There we go. It has the little crystals at the bottom if we wanted to. So if we use this one and these, they would go together. I'm going to put the little elephant on this bracelet up near one of these rings. And so I got to decide though which one I want to use, the more delicate one or the thicker one. I'm sort of heading towards the thicker one because I think it would give it a little more. You like the thicker one too? That's what I'm looking at too, because this is a pretty good sized bead. This might be just a little bit too delicate. So I'm going to go with the thicker one. Put this aside over here. One of these little elephants is going to go. I'm going to put one on the anklet as well as one on the bracelet. So it's gonna, we'll put these guys together over here. And I'm seriously liking these gray crystals in here. I mean, if you want to go for a elephant, they're that gray color. So though Let's get some of the grays out of here. I want the gray. Now, this is one reason why I'm not always really fond of these mixed ones, because sometimes the thing I really like is just the one color. Not that I don't like these other colors. They're pretty. They're just not what I want. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump the camera. And I don't think there's enough gray to put in both the anklet and the necklace. There might be, because, I mean the bracelet, because the bracelet's not going to be that. I should have put these in the tray so they're not all over the place here. They're not going to be. Oh, look, you were an escapee from the other set that I made the bracelet, the necklace with yesterday. Because anyway, the bracelet doesn't need a lot of beads on either side, because it is that adjustable. It's going to be this on this adjustable chain, so we don't need a lot of beads. So we may have enough beads for the anklet as well. One more gray one. So see, the gray is like an elephant color. Let's put these guys in the bag so we don't knock them all over the place. Now, if I wanted to, since I pulled out some of the little crystals, I could have actually used some of these more topaz crystals in here too, and I may decide to do that in time, so we'll put those up there. And we got to design a little bit of we will only need about a couple of inches, because we are going to, this is the adjustable style bracelet, so you only need about, let's pull it a little bit bigger. You can make these as big or as small as you want. I usually make them about that big of a strand. And then this little elephant is going to get another jump ring and hang on this spot right here. Now I don't want to start with a big bead because we're going to have a crimp right there. So I'm going to go with one of these guys. Like these, Lynn, you have some of these and you're not sure how to use them. They're really easy. What you do is you just make a bead strand like you would any bracelet that you're making. Just make it shorter because you don't want a big, huge one here. And then you hook it onto these little ends, your bead strand, and then this is adjustable. It pulls, see. And so you can pull it all the way to the end to put it on. Makes it really simple to put on and off. And then yeah, they work really good. Okay, you need a little color. So I'm gonna Has the gray. Oh, that's cool. So I'm going to pull a couple of these nuggets out of here. Some that are sort of consistent in size, if I can find some. I sort of like these right here. This one's too big for what I'm thinking of. Well, you may not be blue enough. Well, maybe you are. We'll see. Too small, too small. Maybe these. I think those will work. Now, you also have to remember, I don't think I'm going to use these in here, that when you do these, you also are going to have your space where you have hooked on. So you're going to have your crimps here on both sides. So they'll take up a little of your space. So you don't want to make it atrociously long, but you don't want to make it atrociously short either. So I think we'll just if I decide I want some of these, we'll put them on. Oh, would you go over here and get out of my way? Where's those little daisies that I had right here? There we go. Now, I love my spacers, but you guys don't have to use them if you don't want them. Nope. Okay, so see, we're going to have a little bead strand like so. Actually, I'll probably take that off. And we're going to hook it here into this hole. I don't need that many crimps, but oh well, got them out, so that's where it's going to go. So we're going to, come on you. So we're going to take our little elephant. And we're going to crimp this onto here. I'm going to crimp it relatively close. I want a little movement, but I don't really want it to move a ton. And we'll move it up here. And I'm going to crimp this guy here. See if it's where I want it. Crimp, turn, and crimp. And you want to, with the magical crimpers, you want to turn it around 3 or 4 times and see if it's got to sort of sink into the Make sure it doesn't just come off. Come on, down you go. So then this will now get crimped over here on this side. And you can just do a loop, but these will open, but I try to make sure they're closed right from the beginning and just hook onto them automatically so you don't have to open that up. So you just, like I say, these will open. You can put them on with jump rings, however you wish to do them. I prefer just to do them right onto it. This is one of those things I prefer to do. Hook it on just onto the loop because, like I say, it will come off, but it also is more secure, hopefully, if you don't have to open that jump ring up. So I don't really like going through one of these guys when they have the crystal spacers because they have a lip, and when you're pulling it up like this, your lip gets in the way of your wire, and you end up having a much bigger loop than you want. Now see, we are still getting a big loop here. I'm trying to get that wiggled down so that it's not a really, really big loop. Let's get my pliers in here and take hold of our crimped bead. Well, it's crimped tube, not a bead. I want to up, work it till you get it where you want it. See how it's trying to pop back up right here? I don't want it to do that, so I'm going to pull it back some. Crimp. And then we'll cut this guy off. Now we've made a mess over here. But see, this is our one side is done. Now we'll just do the other side just like this side, and it'll hook onto the other side here. But you can see that this is the jump ring right here, and it's a little bit not there. That's better. I think I knocked my, yep, I did. Knocked my crimp off. So through here, and I'm just going to crimp it this side this time. And that's about the same size. Okay, roll our beads down. And this other one goes on our elephant. Now, Beth was talking the other day about making sort of a bracelet thing where people got to choose their own pieces to make their own bracelets. And I thought that that was a rather interesting idea. But I don't know if she's followed through with that or not. Now, see what I meant about how that's trying to bubble out of there, making it sort of harder to get our piece down in there, but it seems to be working all right now, so I think I might just leave it like that. But now we need to crimp this piece. But then we have to cut this little guy off. So we could say good and be done, but we're going to put that little elephant on the other side over here. And we can see how it will go up very small, or it can get as quite large, and then it will still go across the top of your arm. So we're going to get a little jump ring out, and we're going to put this little elephant on one of these loops. Now, if you really wanted to, you could take it and I got that one a little tighter than the other side. That's all right. It'll be fine. You could actually hook it to the wire if you wanted to. I'm just going to hook it to down here. Where are my other pliers? Interesting. My other pliers appeared. Oh, I see them. They took a gander down onto the floor. Actually, I think I did that yesterday and forgot to pick them up. So we'll open up our little jump ring here. And we're going to put this little elephant onto the ring. Well, I want him facing. So there he is right there, hanging onto our bracelet bar, and he's a cute little guy. And there's our bracelet done. Now, like I said, this can get very large or very small. See how it's way down here now? But you could just adjust it to the length that looks good for you. That's a 7-inch right there. And so there's our bracelet. So it comes around here. Here's a little tiny elephant hanging off. There is our adjustable ring here. And these are really easy to get on and off because just pull these out to the place you need them to be at to get them on. I got a whole bunch of bracelets on already, but you just pull it then you can take hold of this nut and push it to a degree, and then there you go, all done, all up there. Now the only thing I find some people object to is then they have these tails here, but in general people like to be able to have an adjustable one so they can get it to the length they want. I took bracelets down and to see if any of my sisters wanted one as a late birthday present or early, as the case may be. and they both chose my macrame bracelets because they have tiny arms and they could adjust them to smaller size. So this is one way you can, you don't have to worry about your sizing for your bracelets. Okay, let's see what I've missed. This is true, and I do have some of both. You had customers, Beth. That's cool. Hi, Dawn. Well, Dawn, we have problems in the beginning, so this is actually the third attempt. we we're going along pretty great, and then all of a sudden, the internet decided to go down, and then I got it back up, and then the sound didn't show up. Sound didn't come on with it, so we had to restart again. So this is our third attempt. So here's our little bracelet. And now we're going to pull these other things down here for our anklet. Now our anklet, I'm going to make a regular style anklet with a lobster claw closure, which you can put excuse me, put an extender chain on if you need it. I'm going to do it that way because I'm not sure you're going to be able to get one of these over your ankle. I have never tried it, but I'm not sure you can. And a stretch cord, which I have been hearing some people say they wanted to use a stretch cord. The only problem with that is, again, it's your ankle. Your ankle does not squish like your fingers do. You know, it's about yay big, and it's going to stay about that big no matter what you do. No matter how much you flex, you're going to have to get over you're going to have to get over your ankle. So even though you want it probably an anklet a little loose on your ankle rather than really tight, you still don't want to give yourself a lot of extra elastic, which means when you're pulling it off and on, you're going to be stretching it a lot more. And so you do have to take that into consideration when you're making. So I'm thinking we're going to use more or less the same beads. Now let's pull some of this turquoise out. I've got this other turquoise out too already. And you can make them larger, smaller, depending on, your preference as far as beads are concerned. I, a lot of times, will use sea glass in anklets because, to me, anklets are sort of a beachy thing. Or I'll use pearls. My own that I usually wear a lot, well, I have two that I wear frequently. One has little rice pearls, and the other one has sea glass. So it's a matter of preference, obviously. And that goes also for when you're making them for somebody else. It's also a matter of preference because do they like that kind of things? Who knows? Taking the bigger ones out. I'm trying to get them about a consistent size if I decide to use these in here, which I probably will. This one's a little too dark. I don't want to use it. So, but I actually think we're going to, since an anklet is much bigger than the style of bracelet, we're going to go with some of these as well. So we've got, we can put 3 in either side. We've got these guys. We want our gray. I think we want at least 2 in each side of the gray, and some of these ones too. I thought I'd use up all my gray, and I actually have more here than I anticipated having still. But be right back. Your baby needs to go out. Well, those things happen. So, and then of course we have our little tiny elephant we're going to put in here as well. The elephant is going to either get stuck somewhere along the middle here, or it's going to be at the very end. We could put a little bale in here and put it wherever we want. I do have those tiny little bells we used for the, where did I put them? That we used in the giraffe yesterday. If I can find where I stuck them at. There they are. So if we want to just put the little elephant somewhere along the edge somewhere without a specific spot, we can just put him on a little bale like we did our little giraffes. A lot of times I would put this, my little dangle, maybe towards the end and just put it on the jump ring with my lobster claw as a decoration, but we could put him just anywhere through the middle. Ooh, that style of loop would need a double jump ring, so maybe not that. Though we could just, not sure I'd like to do that though. He'll probably go on somewhere. Anyway, so we want some of these in here. We want some of these. That's a little tiny. I want them about the same size if I can help it. Okay. Now remember your anklet, the average size is about 9 inches. So that's one thing you want to consider. Now, I'm not sure how much length we need, so I might just, with some little daisy spacers between, of course. So let's see how long that ends up being, how I've got that. And we'll see if we think we're going to need more or if less. Because remember, this is only half. We're going to hook to the elephant, and then on the other side we'll have a lobster claw. So I'll switch that for a slightly larger one. This one. I'm not overly fond of nuggets, but these leopards, are they leopard skin? I think they are. Nuggets have a lot of cool patterning in them. I wish they were actually a regular bead, but or maybe even a cube, but they aren't. So then this will hook on here, and we're going to see about how long that is. Say we're in the middle of the elephant to over here, and that is not quite 4 inches. So we want about 9, so we may end up putting one more bead here on the end, but I think we're good this direction. So let's put this on here. And we're going to crimp this baby onto here, and then I'll cut the wire, leaving me some extra so I have plenty to work with. And then we will put the other strand on, see what it ends up being as far as measurements. And if it looks like it'll be close to 9 with the lobster claw and such on, then we will call it good. Down you go, baby. I'm going to put this on here and then cut it, leaving me a couple inches so that I have plenty of room to work with, but at the same time I don't have to worry about if I need to add some more stones. So let's repeat this pattern for the other side here. Oops, we need you. Then let's get some more daisy spacers out. That's not a daisy spacer, that's a bead. That's okay. So okay. Turquoise. Okay. Oops. Missed a spacer right here. And that's one reason I always try to compare side to side, because sometimes you do miss something. Okay, now this is the opposite side. I did this opposite, so we're going to have to put a bead stopper here on this end. Slide this stuff down, and we're going to cut it here. Now we'll crimp this side onto our little elephant. Uh-oh. Ugh. I'm not sure how long ago we froze up, guys. Hope it wasn't too horribly long. Okay. I just noticed we had died off. I put this baby on already, so we'll have to. Ooh, a couple of minutes ago. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I just noticed that we had turned off. It looks like it was a few minutes ago. I'm sorry. I got the other side all strung and put on while we were not in here. Put a clasp on an elastic bracelet, which is what I would need since I have random swelling. And we're hourglassing again. Ugh. Okay, as you can see, I've got it down on the ruler now, and well, it went off for another minute again. Ugh. So, okay, it's not, as you can see, it's only about a little over 7 inches. We need it to be at least 8 because a medium average anklet is 9. So if we get it to 8, when we put on our lobster claw and such, we can at least get it to 8.5, and that way you can do an extender chain if you need more. But we do need at least another, probably another inch to be on the safe side. So we want about a 1/2 inch on either side. So now we have to decide where we want to go to put the other 1/2 inch on. And I'm thinking we're going to go to a gray because we went here, then the gray, then here. See, we reversed right there. Then we added another piece here to come to here. So I'm going to put the gray and to here. And now we're going to see what it looks like here. I'll put these on the other side as well to get our sizing down. Had more gray beads than I thought. And we'll see if we got at least 8 then. Boy, the internet's being naughty today. I've seen it go down twice and it's down again. Okay. The internet went down again. So I'm thinking once I get this finished, which we're really close, we're going to call it a day. I did add the gray, this crystal spacer, and the orange, and it's now a little over 8. So I think we're going to crimp the sides, either side, and then we'll put a lobster claw on and our jump rings. And when we're done with that, we'll put our little elephant on, and then we'll be done. Didn't use those guys, and that's fine. So we're going to crimp this baby. Wire, get out of the crimp stitch. Somebody once asked me, can you get these wet? And especially with like salt water. And I said, and my reply to that is yes, but you have to worry about corrosion with your metal pieces. So what you want to do, if you do get it in salt water or even fresh water, is you want to rinse it off, especially with salt water. You want to rinse the salt water off just like you would like your swimming suit or something like that. And then after you've rinsed it, you want to pat it dry and let it dry for a while so that you don't get the corrosion that you would get otherwise. So, something to think about. But this is soft flex wire. It's very strong wire, and it's designed to to be able to do a lot of stuff. So um, the wire I wouldn't worry about. It is the metal and the glass and such. Again, I wouldn't worry about them. Though there are some stones that do not like to be wet, so you would have to think about that. And just a few odds and ends things like that you'd have to worry about. But it wouldn't generally be excessive. You didn't notice any freezing? Oh, my. Mine said I froze for about 41 seconds. Oh, well, good. Glad to hear it. I don't know why mine was doing that, but whatever. So anyway, we're now at our ending here. We got to get us a lobster claw out. And let's test it to make sure it's working good. It is. Do I still have any? Well, I have a big one, a big gold one here. So we don't need to get a big one out. I thought I had a little one here too, but just a tiny one, it looks like. Excuse me. Here's my lion. Heather gave me that when I was down there. So my lion bracelet's on me too. So this is a big one. So we're going to open it and put it, well, it's already open, duh, Rose. Put it on this side. And I need to get a medium. Okay, now by all rights, it should be done, but we're going to put our little elephant dangle on, and we're going to put him probably about right here. And we can either A, dangle him off of our original jump ring here, and I could just open it up and add him to it, or we can add another little jump ring and put him onto this loop. I might just open up my jump ring and add him to it. Now I won't open my jump rings more than twice. So this is number one, and well, that was number one. Now this is number two. So I want my little elephant down towards the side where he'll be hanging down. So I moved him down that way. So when he hangs, when you have him on, Goes like this, and then he hangs down right there on that side. And actually, I may want to put him on a separate one, a little jump ring, so that he hangs down a little better. He's all right, but I think he'd hang better if he was on a separate. But let's see how long we ended up getting him. And he's down to the 9, obviously. He might even be a little bigger than that, and that's fine. But there is our anklet. Question is, do I want to move my little elephant? No, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll be all right. So there is our anklet with our little elephant dangle here. And here's our bracelet with our little elephant dangle right here. Why are you twisted like that? I wiggled you, obviously. So there we go. They match each other, but they don't match each other because there's extras in the anklet that are not in the bracelet, but I think they still would work well together. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you had everything. Mine kept telling me it was going, you have another lion and a tiger. Oh, yes, that's true. She does have another lion and another tiger of this little baby. I liked this one. I think he's really cool. So he's sitting here by my desk. Actually, my turtle that she gave me is here somewhere on my desk, too. I have an affinity for putting my pretties on my desk. Here you are. Come here, turtle. So he's right here. She gave me a turtle because she knows I like turtles. See, I have my turtle on my arm. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. So we're going to put all these goodies back in my value bundle baggie, and I have to get a box to put these in later. We don't need the elephant drop, really, because we just used it. This is mine that we're sitting here. Uh-oh. Where did you come from? I know where you came from. It's from the bead mix from the Sun kit. And so let's get our box out, and we'll put these spare bits and pieces away so we don't get them lost. There's you. And all these guys, we didn't use these today after all. Though I do like those little Hishis. Not sure what I'm going to do with these elephants. They'll probably become earrings. They have the hole goes from the back through between the legs to the back. But cute little guys. They will probably become earrings later. Do we want to work on that tomorrow? Earrings tomorrow? Yeah, I think it's from the bead mix from Here Comes the Sun. Don't know why it was back there, but it was. This is from the beads we were using yesterday from out of my stuff. So I got to find the right box and put him back. Here's my unicorn bear. We're going to do something with him one of these days soon. And this I got to glue together. I told Randy that I thought what I was going to do with it was glue this baby into this flower, and then we would make a pendant out of it later. But I had thought of using some mother of pearl beads in my anklet and things because, well, the elephant piece is mother of pearl, but I didn't get them out, so obviously I didn't. I think they turned out really nice anyway. Please make the earrings. Time is it? Well, we've been on for about an hour, a little over an hour. Well, considering that we've restarted 3 times, probably an hour and a half. Uh, so, my herringbone ring. You know, I was down when I was down visiting my mother. She looked at me and she said, because I had my arms resting, my hands both resting on the arms of the chair I was sitting in with my hands sort of hanging over. And she looks at him and she says, Rose, where'd you get that pretty ring? And I'm like, Mom, I'm wearing 5. Which one are you referring to? Oh, a herringbone ring with the double carved rose. You're right, it would be big. It might be too big. I'd have to think about it. But there's our anklet and our bracelet. And who is anybody on this later on today here? I don't think there is. Is there now? It's Wednesday. I gotta photograph my safari stuff so I can put it into the bargain bargain beadbox things, you know, that their website place. So so anyway, we have our little anklet and our little bracelet. And like I say, I think we're going to use the other little elephants in some earrings. Um, they do have a relatively good size hole. So I would probably want to, could we? Maybe. We'll see. Huh. Look at that. The same color came up, even though I was just digging around it with my fingers. I'm going to see if something's going to work here. Because this has got a pretty good sized hole. I don't think, I think my ball head pins would just sink right through the hole. So we need to have something under it. See? So I got one of these little triangle beads out. And let's see if that would hold it. It does. A lot of times when we have something like this going on, though, I like to put something that's sort of flat under it, so it looks like it's standing on something, so that it doesn't look like it just has something between its legs. But get up here. You guys get up here. Where'd I put them? There were some of the turquoise was sort of large. I'm not sure. Winter's driving my husband nuts. Oh, the hole goes this way. I was hoping it went the other way, so we had a nice flat area here. And it looks like it does that on all of them. That's unfortunate. Anyway, a lot of times when you have these larger holes, your wire will go straight through. So you need to find something that you can put under it. I usually use a spacer, but these little triangle beads fit pretty good because they just go sort of in between the legs where the point's at, and then it sits down below. So that makes for a... Here, stalking this website. So we've got this. Then we want something for above them. And you know what? I don't like that one. Oh, the one that's sticking to the paper here is nice. You can come back. We're going to have a little African sunset here. Put this orange one here. And then the turquoise. Though I probably should get some spacers out. And this turquoise. These are going to be a pretty simple, easy pair of earrings, a lot less than I normally do, but I think they'll be sort of cute. What do you guys think? Cute little guy? I noticed that when Lauren was doing the weekly update thing, she was showing some elephants that were really cute, but they had trunks down. Trunks up is a sign of good luck, for good luck. Trunks down, I don't know that they're anything special about trunks down, but trunks up are for good luck. So there's my little elephant with the African sunset. So we're going to wrap these up. And I think I had found some ear wires the other day, which I did. We're going to test a couple of these and make sure they're good. Considering the packaging, these are probably from Hobby Lobby. It stays up, but it doesn't pop up really easily. That's better. Oh, cool. I'll be wanting to see that. I still have the one I got for myself in the bedroom. I haven't designed anything for it yet, but I'll be thrilled to see what you do with it. I have another one that had a unikite and Diedrich that's already made. It's in my craft box. I should pull it out and show it to folks one of these days. And now we just have to add their ear wires, and these guys are done. Productive day. Anklet, bracelet, and earrings. I think it was on Heather's show the other day when she was getting her crimps out that I said I keep my crimps now in these little bottles from Dollar Tree, because those little bottles, they're really great. They keep your crimps in great, but they're hard to get on and off, the little caps. So if you have problems with getting the caps off and on, the little beetle-on caps, or if you just need something to put them in because, you don't want them hanging around loose. They're getting pretty expensive these days. These little, like I said, I get these little bottles from Dollar Tree, and you can get them in two sizes, this little tiny size, or because I have a lot of gold and silver ones, this larger size is really nice. I also get those little plastic trays from Dollar Tree. And if you don't have a Dollar Tree near you, they do have a dollartree.com. So something to think about if you have trouble with those little tubes, or you don't have anything special to put them in. If you need something that's a definite winner kind of thing. So there we go. There's our little earrings, our little elephant earrings in the African sunset, our elephant anklet, and our elephant bracelet. All done. I knew it was a jasper, Heather. I just wasn't sure what type of jasper, because anymore they really identify a lot of different jaspers, and even some jaspers are not identified as jaspers, like mookite. Mookite is a jasper, but they have its own special name. So anyway, there we go. There's our business for today, all finished. And I think everything turned out nicely. Lynn, these are, as Heather said, if you've got the right things, they're really easy to make those. You just need some delicate chain, some silicone spacers. That's what these are here. I've got them in 3 different sizes. I believe I got these from Amazon, and they come teensy weensy to a little bigger, and then to some bigger yet, and then quite a bit bigger. So 4 sizes, and I come in this one. This package I got came in both gold and silver. You just take your spacer. See, it's a little smaller than that one, but I think it's probably about the size of the original one, the more delicate one I was showing you. And where is that more delicate one? Where did I put it? I thought I just put it over here. I did. Here it is. Yeah, see, it's about the same size as this one. And you can use any kind of chain that you like. This is box chain on this one. You could even use Coriana chain, but then of course you'd have, instead of just little jump rings up here, and these are, by the way, are welded on this one. you can use, just put the clamshell at the end. If you use Coriana chain. But then on the end of your chain, whatever chain you use, I personally just like a really, well, actually, this chain in here would be about perfect because it's really delicate. Come out, come out, come out. See, bing, really delicate chain. And you would just take two lengths, the same length, put them through your spacer thing here, and then put a jump ring on one side and then a pretty down here at the bottom. And you could use whatever thing you thought looked like a nice pretty. Maybe a little, I have some crystal dangles. Let me show you what I mean. Then you have, like here, these are silver, so they wouldn't go with this chain really well. But, you know, put a little dangle at the bottom for a pretty. And it could just be like a little ball spacer or something like that you put on the end. And then we have a little pretty. Go up through this, go have your, like I said, same length chain, and then put a little jump ring on the other end. But I would need something other than these little silver ones, because these are green and silver, and we're going for gold here. But depending on how thin your chain is, you can go with bigger or smaller. These are really tiny. This one's really tiny. I would only use that one on like something that's really slim, like maybe some C-line cord or something like that, that you wouldn't need the extra sizing for. This chain is thin enough. I probably can use the second size here if I wanted to make my own here. But you just need some chain of the same length, like I said. And see, these have balls on the ends of these. So about right here is what they are as far as this one is concerned. So let's go ahead. So that's how you do it. You want two pieces like that. Put this guy in the middle for your slider. Put a pretty on either end and a jump ring on the other two ends. Simple. So if I were to want to make this, I know Heather said something about she could show you how to make it, but let's see. Ooh, that's steel. I shouldn't have cut them with those cutters. I got some more heavy duty cutters I can cut with. But these are very tiny links, so you'd have to be careful of your jump rings that you want to use. I think Tinky Tots might work, but I'm not sure. Oh, good. I do have a bottom link that's just hanging out down there. So, get my heavy duty clippers out here. Actually, I might have two links here. Let's see what we got here. Come on, cut off so I can get you that link out. Come on, all extra linkage come out of there. Okay. Not sure I have these the same length, but they're close enough that it might not be much of an issue. They're the same. So then what you need to do is you need to get them through your piece here, and you can do that with either some pliers or tweezers. Just go through the little piece here, open it up a little bit with your pliers. Oops, come back here, you. Sometimes this is easier with tweezers. Through this silicone, open it up, plop your piece on, pull. You're being naughty. Number 1 is through. Now we're going to go back up in here. Push it to the side so you don't have your other chain trying to get in with you again. Now I'm putting it on the last link when I tweeze it down so I don't have it trying to go double down and making it a little more difficult. So come on. Whoops. Did you start in or no? Grab your last link. There we go. Come on. Ah, you're being a pain in the rear. I might need this slightly bigger links. One of the links is in the other, from the other chain is in here already. I said one more try, but I just lied because here's another try. Okay, now hold it. Come on, baby, you're not holding it. I think the other chain's link is in here again. Now, if it won't go through this way, there is another way you can get it to go through, and that's to hook the two chains together and then pull them through. Pull this one through, and then it'll both go through at the same time. Let's see if I can get it both to go through, though. This is the hardest part of making one of these, is to get your two chains to both go through your piece here. And like I say, sometimes that's just a matter of sometimes hooking them together so they're go through at the same time. This one I don't think is going to work because but the other one didn't. So it's just going to be difficult. Feeling rather insistent. Come on, just go through. Yeah, I think I need the bigger one. But anyway, that's how you make them. Just, you need a, think I need the bigger nut, though. This little one doesn't want to work right now. It would probably work better with Coriana chain because the Coriana chain's so bloody thin, but yeah, that's true. You can, especially like if you use Ceylon for your brace for your bracelet piece. Come here. Oops. Well, that wasn't good. Where did my piece of chain go? Well, poo. Drop it. Works real good when you drop them. Now get the other chain out of the plier, because tweezer, because there is a link in it. I can tell because it's staying open. Stay in there. You turd. It always has to fight you when you're on camera. Now see, this chain just went into the tweezer again. I don't want it in the tweezer, but it's going in. I know it did because of the way the tweezer's staying open when I go to close it. So it doesn't want to. What I'm going to do, just take you and do and go like this. Here we go. Even these guys out. Now I know bigger jump rings will not go through this because we tried it at Heather's, but it will. These little ones probably will. Oh, yeah, I've done that before, Heather. Using a piece of wire. Yeah, I have. So now we have, come on, little guy. And actually, if you don't want to use the jump rings on this other side here, on the one side, you can also just hook it straight to the chain when you make the bracelet. Since you're making your own and you don't have to, you're not adding to it, you can actually just use your own the chain itself instead of adding a jump ring, if you don't want to add a jump ring here to the end. So there's the two regular ends. Now I have to decide on a pretty for this end and just put a pretty on. You could wrap up your own crystal if you wanted to, or if you have any crystals that are done up already, like those green ones I showed you. I don't know if I have any that are gold that are already done up, but there's this part of it done, and I just need to put a little pretty at the end here to which works for two things. Number one, the pretty at the end is a pretty, it's nice when it's holding it down. And then was I off screen? I'm sorry, ladies. Let's move these guys up so you can see what I'm making my own one of these little bracelet chains. You just need a silicone slider to do the slide. This is a little bigger one than I wanted to use originally, but it works. And then some little jump rings. I've got little jump rings on this side for hooking your bead strand on. And then I've got a couple more jump rings here because I want to put a pretty on this end. But I have to decide what kind of a pretty we want to put on there. Now, if you're making something and you're making your own, say you are making it with special beads and you want to match it somewhat, you can always make a matching little dangle at the bottom to match your bracelet up here. For instance, I could just wrap up one of these little turquoise hunks and put it on the bottom to make it look like that. Oh, the little elephant charms would have looked cute, but I've got them on the bracelet and the anklet. But they would work because you could just take your little elephant and put it on the bottom here to make your safari piece. So that would work. I think I'm leaving them where they're at. I'm just going to find a pretty to put at the end of these. Or even make one like with a little bicone or something. Like I said, you can make one that matches really easily. If I had these with the gold, those would look really great on the bottom. Unless I want two multi-metals, and I could do either one. But you're right, Heather, the little elephants would be adorable on the bottom if I hadn't already used them somewhere else. I know that somewhere amongst my stuff, what else is new, right? It's somewhere amongst my stuff. I have some more of those little stone ones, I think in various colors, that I got from Auntie's Beads, because they have a lot of those types of things occasionally. And actually, I think we've got them from Bargain Bead Box before too. There's some red ones, but they again have silver bases. And we want some gold if we can help it, since we've made it with gold chain and such. But yeah, the little elephants would look really cute if I wanted to take those off of the pieces I've already put them on. But I don't, so I'm not going to. But it'd be cute if we could get some, we could order those with the extras, but since it's a value bundle, they probably don't have anymore, which is too bad. But anyway, put these guys on the end of our chain here with a pretty on the end. When I find what I want to put on the end. Like I said, I could just wrap a little crystal up, put it on, and that would look pretty, especially if I went for just a clear one. It would go with anything. Actually, I think I have some clear ones right over here. And if I wanted it to match my safari stuff, I could grab one of the bicones from out of their things and wrap it up. And if I do this, I could actually hardwire it on and I wouldn't need to use a jump ring. I hope everybody doesn't mind we're going extra long, but I figured it was all right because I don't think anybody's following me today. So come on, give me a couple of these wires. These are a little bent, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to wrap them anyway. But in doing putting the pretty on the bottom, you not only have a pretty, but you also have a stopper for your silicone bead, because then it can't slip off the end, because these guys won't go through easily. Ooh, you guys got your companion bundle? How fun. My elephants were in my bargain bead box kit. Both sets here. So I'm sort of hoping that they have the extras. So we're going to just hardwire this onto here. So just wrap this onto here. Go onto here. And I'll just wrap this baby up right here. Now, like I said, if I'd wanted to keep this matching our box here, I could have just used one of the bicones from inside the box, but I didn't, so. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Now you could also, I could also use like just a ball spacer down here, or since this bracelet has ball spacers down, but this is how you make your own of these. Oops, that one wanted to go take a downward slant. We don't want it to do that. So we need to push it back up. You behave. This one wants to be non-behaving. But what else is new? There's always got to be one, doesn't there? And tuck you in. Now we just have little crystals at the bottom of this side, and this side is ready to have something hooked to it. And there is our pretty little bracelet finding all made. And these will keep, since they're wider, will keep the stopper from going off. You might be able to get them off because the stopper hole's pretty good sized if you stretch it, but you'd have to work at it. There you go. That's how you make one of those. You gonna go live then in a bit, Heather? Alrighty, I'm gonna call it a day. We've made our own bracelet finding. We've made an anklet, we've made earrings, and we made a bracelet with the special findings on. Let's turn us up for a second here. I see we had a few diehards stick around with us. Appreciate that. And I'm going to go, and we will see you later. We had a really productive day, all kinds of things made. And if anybody else makes their own little bracelet findings, I want to see them. Show me how you did. So there we go. Like I say, we have our bracelet, our earrings with our little elephants. Stop swinging. Our anklet and our bracelet finding. So anyway, we're going to go. It's been over 2 hours, and hey, this was our third try of getting this thing going. So we've been on a while. So we'll see you all later. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Go see Heather, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. Bye-bye, everybody.